This conference will now be recorded.
So this is the Selenium configuration procedure. I told you first we need to download and install the Java development kit. Once you have installed the Java, we have to configure two environment variables, Java underscore home. There you are going to specify the Java installed location to your system. By configuring Java underscore home, we are instructing your system or informing your system this is the location where Java is available in our system. The second one. In order to write and execute Java code, Java programs, you need some programming tool. There are many programming tools available in the market: Eclipse, Android Studio, JDeveloper, IntelliJ. There are many things available, but widely used IDE for developing and executing Java code is Eclipse. So you can download the Eclipse and you can copy the Eclipse file into your computer. Just by double clicking eclipse.exe, we can invoke the Eclipse. Then we have to create a new Java project. As standalone Java cannot interact with the web pages, web elements, you need to download and associate Selenium API to the Java project. So did you people completed these steps? I hope you people have finished all the steps. Now you have to do it. See, from my end, I am giving the procedure. So it's your duty. You need to do it. Right. And yesterday video already uploaded into the drive, but I have not given my organizer was not given sharing to all the people. Today by 8 o'clock, this will be done after the session. Well, so now, in order to write and execute Selenium test cases, without knowing Java stuff, definitely we cannot do anything. So first, let me introduce you some Java basics. After learning few programming basics, then we start learning Selenium components also one by one. Well, my second chapter, Java basics. In the Java basics, first I introduce you how to write a Java program and what is a variable, what is the purpose of variables, and what are the data types and conditional statements, looping statements, etc. Slowly, we start learning one by one. So as I know, the many people said you do not have any knowledge about the Java, much about the Java. So it is my uh, responsibility to train you on Java first, then I will take you into the Selenium. And only a few days I'm going to train you Java first, then I will enter into the Selenium. Down the line, Java and Selenium together we learn. See what happened if I teach continuously Java for next 15 days. Every day there will be a question why we are learning this much amount of Java, where we use it. Instead, I'll give you some Java basics and I introduce you some Selenium programs. Together we go in a hybrid model. Well, see, first of all, what is this Java? Java is, the most popular programming language used to develop some software applications. As Java is created for developing software application, not for testing. It has provided some programming components. For this is the reason we are using Selenium API. If standalone Java able to interact with the web application, you does not require Selenium API, correct? So Java is a popular programming language designed to develop software application. In order to create software application, it has provided a number of programming features. We are making use of these programming features and Selenium together for testing the web applications. Well, Java is platform independent, means we can install Java on Windows operating system. We can install Java on Mac, Linux, Ubuntu, Sun Solaris. It's platform independent. And Java is an object-oriented programming language. At this moment, just I'll introduce you brief about object-oriented because it's a very big subject. Down the line, we learn this in detail. What is object-oriented programming language? In Java, in developing a software application, first we identify the real transactions involved in the business. For example, consider a payroll software application. Payroll application. Here, a company will have multiple departments. In each department, some employees will be working. Every day, we have to take the attendance of the employees. The employees may apply for the leave. End of the month for the employee salaries will be generated, distributed. So in this discussion, every company will have multiple departments. Departments, one real entity. Employees works in a department. Here employee is another entity. For every employee, we have to take the attendance. Attendance, another transaction. Leave, another transaction. Pay slip or salary is another transaction. So here, every real-time transactions involved in the business, we consider as one object. For example, department is one object. So what are the various operations carried out on the department? We can create a new department. We can edit the department. We can delete the department. So now, we consider department as an object here. We add some functions to this department. Add department one function, edit department one function, delete department one function. These are the behavior or the functionalities related to a department. Similarly, employee is another object. Add employee, edit employee, delete employee, search employee. So first we need to identify the real transactions involved in any business in development. For every real entity, real transaction, we create a class in Java. In the class, we specify the data and the behavior. For example, department is a class, is a program. Department is one program. Department number, department name is the data, input data. Add department one function, edit department one function, delete department one function. First, we have to divide the entire project into real-time objects with appropriate inputs and behavior. By grouping all together, we can build the whole software. That is called object-oriented. So down the line, we go in detail about it. As of now, Java is one of the most popular programming language used for developing software applications. Well, here, let us create a program first. Here I have given the structure of a program. Public, class, some class name. So here, in this, the very first statement is the class definition. I said class, nothing but a program in Java here. In Java, everything is in terms of classes. The first program I have created, I said, I repeat, in Java, everything is in terms of objects. Objects are defined in Java programming with the help of the classes. Public, class, class name. Public meaning visibility here, because one Java project will have multiple folders, packages. If I want to access a class among all folders inside a project, we have to make it as public. We'll see this. And whenever I run a Java class, Java Virtual Machine, JVM, which enables a computer to run a Java program, by default execute the main method. Main method must be a type of static, because in Java programming, we have static methods and non-static methods. If you want to access a static method or non-static method, we have to specify the class name, or we have to create an object for the class, something like that. But if there is a main method which is of type static, JVM, Java Virtual Machine, by default invoke and execute the Java main method. Meaning, when I run a Java class, by default main method will be executed. Execution control goes to the main method and execute the code inside the main method. Let's see this. Here, I'm invoking the Eclipse. Yesterday, we created this working folder, Selenium projects. I hope you remember. I'm selecting the working folder what I have created, then click OK. Now, yesterday we have created this Java project, and here we have associated even Selenium also here. Well, now what I will do, from the beginning I teach again, I'm creating one more Java project here. The Java project is not appearing. See, recently created project template is Java, hence Java project is appearing here. If it is not appearing here, choose project, select Java project template, next, give a name. For example, I'm giving a name like my project. and click finish. Now we have created a Java project. Here, as I'm teaching you some Java basic, Selenium not required as of now. I no need to associate Selenium here to learn some Java basics. Now here, every project you created will come with Java runtime environment. It is nothing but your Java predefined library and also SRC meant for user-defined programs, the programs what we create. Now, inside the project, what is the project name here? My project. Rather than keeping all programs inside one folder, I can create a package. What is a package here? A package is kind of a subfolder inside a project where you can group or maintain a set of programs made for a particular purpose. Okay, here I'm creating my first Java package. Package is a collection of classes. A group of classes you have created, you can keep inside a package. In very simple words, it is a kind of a subfolder inside your project. Here my folder name or package name, Java demos. This one. Now here, I'm creating my first Java class. Here on the top, we have class. This is a class icon. Or you can right click, new class. And you will get this dialog box where you can specify the class information, class name. For example, I'm giving demo is my class name. Demo is my class name. And here, I created a class name called demo. I'm inserting the main method. Why we are inserting the main method? So whenever I run this Java class, by default, the main method will be executed. Java virtual machine invoke the main method and execute it. You no need to call the main method separately, explicitly. So we are creating in my first Java program. Here I inserted a main method. Click finish. Got it? Now, this is the first program. So just I'm changing the editor layout by increasing the fonts. Just I'm increasing the font size and all, nothing more than this. Now here, just I'm increasing the font size, not more than this. Now here, this is your class name. Here the class name is demo. And this is the main method we have inserted. Whenever you run the Java class, implicitly control goes to the main method I said by default JVM invokes main method and execute the code inside the main method. So whatever the Java code available here, that code gets executed whenever I run my Java class now. Okay. What you want to do, that code we can put here. Now, the first program, I want to print something. If you want to print something in the results window, that is called console output window, there is a Java class called system. There is a Java class called system. Here, there is a Java class called system. System dot out. These two, this is output stream. You want to print something, and we can use print what you want to print, a string. The string you want to print that you can mention here. Okay. For example, here I am printing. This is my first Java program. See, when I run this Java class, JVM invokes the main method. The code inside the main method gets executed. What is the code inside the main method now? Just we are printing something in the console. This is my first Java program, something like this. See, this is the output. Got it? Now, here, again, I want to print something else. I'm using system.out.print. We can also use print or println. I'll show you the difference. Again, I'm printing something. I am learning Java and Selenium something. Now, when I run the code inside the main method will be executed statement by statement. Here, the first statement is, this is my first Java program. The second statement, I'm learning Java and Selenium. See here, you do observe keenly, every statement has a line terminator, which is semicolon. Java is a compiler. I mean, this semicolon indicates to Java compiler, this is one statement, statement end, and it goes to the next statement, compiles and execute. You please observe the output here. This is my first Java program. Immediately here, I'm learning Selenium and Java and Selenium, whatever. Because here in my code, I used print. Here, instead of using print, if I use another one, println, print line, whatever we are trying to print here, this will be printed in a new line. Let's do this. First, you are printing. This is my first Java program. And I want to print in a new line. If you want to print in a new line, we have to add print line, print in a new line. This is my first Java program. I'm learning Java and Selenium, something like this. So here, just to understand what is a class and what is a method, how to print something, I demonstrated the first program like this. So I repeat. I hope you understood this right. Everybody, do confirm. Well, good. Now, it's a very simple thing. See, truly, if everybody knows Java, I mean, directly I can go with the Selenium, but most of the audience do not have the knowledge about the Java. Hence, I'm teaching from very scratch. Maybe the people who knows, I hope minimum 20 to 30% of the audience who are attending my sessions may have the knowledge about this Java, but these people can make a kind of a brush up or whatever it may be. But it is, I mean, I have to consider all the people requirement in mind. Here, system.out. Out, if you want to print something in output window, we have to use out. Print the specified line in the output window. That is the meaning of this. It's a Java command to print something in the output window. Output is nothing but a results window, console. Well, see, in any Java programming, first we have to learn what is a variable in any programming. First you have to learn what is a variable and how to declare the variables. To your knowledge, you answer me. Let us make this session as interactive session. You answer me in the you ping me in the chat box for the question, what is a variable? My question, what is a variable? Memory, container. Variable contains some data. Well, a variable is a computer memory address location. You reserve some space in the computer memory to store the data. So, for example, for your ease of understanding, I am explaining in this way. Just a minute. Well, consider this is your computer memory, whatever I have highlighted here. So let's assume this is your computer memory. In the computer memory, I want to reserve this space. I want to reserve this space to store some data. For this space, I can give a address, a computer memory address location where we can store some data. From where we can access the data is called a variable. So a variable is a computer memory address location where we store some data, from where we access some data. Well, supposing for this, I'm giving a name like, otherwise here I consider A1 is my variable. For example, A1 is a variable. A1 is my variable. In this variable, in this memory address location, A1, what kind of data you want to store? That we have to mention. You want to store numbers, you want to store string, you want to store true or false Boolean, you want to store a single character, you want to store true or false. They are called data types. Data type indicates that what kind of data we are going to store into that variable. Supposing here A1 is my memory address location. What kind of data you want to keep in this variable? That is called data type. Supposing here I want to store some number, employee number 101 integer. Here I want to store name of the employees string. Here I want to store salary of the employee numeric. Here I want to store, one moment, this employee is working or not working. Yes, working, true, something like this. Here I want to store what is the cadre of the employee. It's a manager cadre, M. Just for your understanding, I am putting like this. Here I want to store some number data, employee number, string, numeric, Boolean value, and single character, M for manager, O for officer, something like that. These are called data types. Here A1 is one of the computer memory address, B1 is computer memory address, C1 computer memory address. I can say A1, B1, C1 are called variables. For example, what kind of data you are going to store into the location you have to mention. That is called data type. These are the various data types. Here, the Java data types. Integers category. Here, there is no data type called integers. Integer is the category name. See, I mean, we can classify all data types available in Java into majorly 4 categories. Integers category, real numbers, single characters, Boolean. In integers, there are actually 4 data types: byte, short, int, and long. Actually, these are the data types: byte, short, int, long. These 4 data types belongs to a category, integers category. Float and double belongs to real numbers. So what is the major difference between the integers and real numbers? You know, integers will not accept decimals. No point values. 0.50, 0.123 we cannot store. Real numbers will have both integer portion and also the decimal portion, fraction portion. 1.25, 50.50. Such values you can store in real numbers. Float and double are 2 data types belongs to real numbers category. There is only one data type here called char belongs to a character. We can able to store only a single character. And there is another data type here called Boolean. We can store either true or false. So you tell me, based on this discussion, totally how many data types available in Java as per my discussion? You ping me your answer. How many data types available in Java here? No, for that reason only I posted the question. Few people have answered 4. Few people answered 8. One person answered 7. How he got the 7, I didn't understand. See here, integers, real numbers, I said characters, Boolean are the category names. You don't have a data type like integers. We don't have a data type like real numbers. For your understanding, I put the headings. Byte, short, int, long are the data types. There are 4 data types belongs to integers category. In byte, short, int, long, we cannot store. If I declare a variable of these 4 types, I cannot store decimal portion. There are 4 data types belongs to integer category. 2 data types belongs to real numbers. There is 1 data type belongs to character category, and there is 1 data type belongs to Boolean. And do observe in this discussion, there are 8 data types belongs to 4 categories. There are 8 data types. Well, sir, in this entire data type, did you observe string anywhere? String. Okay, say I want to store name of a person, Richards. Which data type you want me to go with? Here I am showing you in this slide, I am showing you 8 data types. I want to declare a variable to store name of the person. Char. Char will allow single character. Char data type will allow only one character. You cannot store multiple characters in the data type char. We have a class in Java, not a data type, not a data type. We have a ready-made class in Java, string, which is used to store multiple characters. In some programming languages, string considered as a data type, whereas in Java, for a special reason, I'll explain. For a special reason, string not given as a data type in Java, string given as a class in Java. Because a class can hold, a class will have a set of predefined functions. If I want to perform some string operation, for example, string related operation, I want to find number of characters in a string. I want to compare two strings. I want to check one string has another string in it or not. I want to convert my name into uppercase, lowercase. These are very frequently performed operations on the strings. If Java people given string as a data type, you cannot do this kind of operation. You can, but you have to build your own code. Instead, what Java community did, they created a ready-made program with the name string. They created a ready-made class with the name string. They have provided many built-in functions, ready-made functions, which belongs to all string-related operations. So as a Java end user, if I want to convert my name into uppercase or lowercase, if I want to convert the number of characters in a string, I no need to build my own code. There are ready-made functions available. I can make use of them. So finally here, as of now, the conclusion, string is not a data type. String is not a data type. We learned string in detail. There are 8 data types in Java. Well, now, first of all, how to declare a variable, how to specify the data type, and how to use them. For today, we conclude this. How to declare variables. Here I'm giving, syntax for declaring a variable. First, you have to specify data type. You have to prefix data type. What kind of variable we are going to define, that you have to mention data type. Then you have to specify the variable name and a semicolon. You know, in Java, every statement needs a line terminator, semicolon. The otherwise, while declaring a variable itself, data type, name of the variable name equal to, you can specify the value. Here, after declaring the variable, in the next line, I can store the value. How? How? Variable name equal to value. Otherwise, while declaring the variable itself, you can initialize the value, store the value. There's a question from a student, Ravitesh, is web element is a data type? Web element is not a data type. First of all, Java do not know what is web element. Let's look at this one. Here I'm typing web element. Are you seeing anything related to web element? Web element is a Selenium type, Selenium interface. It's not a Java data type. See, listen everybody here. My project is a Java project. Selenium not associated. Look at here. Selenium not associated to your Java project. This project, my project. So we are at my project now. The Java do not know what is that web element. Java do not know what is WebDriver. All these are Selenium commands or Selenium types, Selenium classes and interfaces. Here, if I go to demo project, in the demo project, yesterday we have associated Selenium API. Now here, just a minute. Now here, now I am in Selenium project now. I'm in Selenium project now, where we have some Selenium associated. You please observe here, when I type web, yes, we have web element, we have WebDriver. All these are available inside the Selenium. This WebDriver, web element, all are available inside the Selenium API, not in Java. In Java, we don't have WebDriver and Selenium. I mean, WebDriver and web element. Well, I hope Raviteja, your question was answered. Now, here, I want to declare a variable. So once again, what is the syntax here? First, you have to decide what kind of data you are going to store into the variable and the variable name. Supposing I'm declaring a variable, here I will use string. I'll use string, and tomorrow we'll talk about the string in detail. I want to declare a variable to store the name of an employee. See here, in the Java, this Eclipse environment, this Eclipse editor follows IntelliSense mechanism, meaning after you type just 1 or 2 characters, you press Control and Spacebar together, it will show you various predefined classes available in Java. So directly you can make use of them. You please observe here. C, clearly observe that C indicates that it is a class. String is a class in Java. It represents character strings such as ABC, XYZ. We can store into this. Now string, I'm declaring some variable of type string here. Supposing ename, employee name, equal to, otherwise, here I first specify the type, then name of the variable. In the next line, ename equal to, I can keep the data here. I can store the data here. For example, I'm giving Richards. Now, how to print this value in the console? System dot out dot print or print line. Print in the new line. What you want to print in the new line? The name of the employee. It's a variable. The employee name variable value I want to print. Just I'm running this code. You please observe. The output is Richards. This is a string type. The other way of declaring the same, I said, string variable name, ename, equal to, directly I can store the value like this, Richards. Now I'm printing the value. So here the shortcut to frequently use system.out.println, you press the 4 character SISO Press Control and space bar together. Select it, the statement will be generated. Now I want to print that e-name. The same output, riches we have got. Well, now the same way, I want to store age of this person, age of the person. I want to store age of the person. You tell me what is the data type you want me to use? You ping me your answer in the chat box. What is the data type you want me to use to store the age of the person? When almost all people saying integer, only one person, Venkatesh, got float. Mostly people are saying int. Okay. Good. You please observe the first box here. Integers is a category name, correct? There are 4 data types available in Java belongs to this integers category: byte, short, int, and long. Well, these 4 belongs to integers category. No, I mean, definitely I accept you. Most of the people said int. Yes, I can go with int. Nothing wrong, nothing wrong. So you tell me, age of a person, what is the maximum value we store? In the variable, what is the maximum value generally we store? 99, 100, 100, 100, 100. Really 100 possible? 60? Right. Okay, whatever it may be. Maximum can be 100, maybe 100, not more than that, right? Sometimes maybe 102 or 103 or 105, not 1000, 2000, right? We never store such a bigger value. See, if I declare a variable of the data type int, look at this one. If I reserve this space, A1, if I reserve this space by giving the data type as int, just a minute. If I am reserving this space by giving the data type as int, it allocates more space. But you are going to store a maximum of 60 or sometimes 70 or say 100. Lot of space reserved, but lot of space available we are not going to use at all in future also. Why to allocate this much amount of space? Better, it is enough. This is enough, agreed? Instead of this much amount of space, this amount of space is enough to store the age value. I hope you are understanding what I am saying. Got it? So why to unnecessarily block the space of the computer memory? So better go for data types to store small amount of values. Here, byte is a data type which is used to store very small amount of values. Maximum 128 is the value you can store in byte. Maximum 128 is a value you can store in byte. It is not enough for age. It's enough or not enough? Minus 127 to plus 128 is a maximum value you can store into the variable of type byte. It's enough. If I go for short, a maximum of 1028, 1028 is the maximum value you can store in short. Why to go for short? Why to go for int? Why to go for long? We know maximum above 100 we are not going to store in that. So in this scenario, I go for byte. If I want to store little bigger value, like 500, 700, something like that, up to 128. You keenly observe so that you'll understand here. I go for short, little bigger value. If I want to store a medium value, I go for int, like salary, 40,000, 50,000, 80,000, little bigger value. I go for int. If I want to store a very big value, like turnover of a company, big value, then I go for long. So we have 4 data types here: byte, short, int, and long. These are the 4 data types available. All these 4 belongs to integer category. You cannot store decimal values. The same way, coming to double, and what is the other one? Double and float, right? Float and double. Float is used to store decimal value, real numbers, little smaller value. Double used to store bigger values. Here, character, we have only one data type, char, single value. And the last one is Boolean. Let me explain all these variables here. See, listen. Byte 1 data type. Here I am declaring a variable of type byte. My variable name v1. Short, another data type, v2. And do remember, friends, Java is case sensitive. Like Word document, you should not write. It's case sensitive. In another data type, variable 3. Here which stands for I'm using for variable. What is the other one? Long, variable 4. These 4 data types belongs to integer category. v1 equal to, I'm storing some value. Say for example, like age of a person. Age of a person I'm storing 30, 40, 50, something like that. v2, little big value you can store, something like 500. v3, salary of a person, say 50,000. Value 4, turnover of the company, say for example 5 lakhs or 50 lakhs, something like this. By seeing this, you are understanding, I hope. So this is always good for programmers. See, if we simply go for long every time, for every variable, more space will be occupied. For every variable, if I go for long, more space will be occupied. More space is getting occupied. Unnecessarily, you are blocking the space of the memory. It may result in performance issue. So effectively, we make use of the memory. For this reason, these many data types are available in the Java. But mostly in these 4 categories, mostly we go with int. Mostly we go with int. Right. Now, in the same way, we have other 2 data types related to real numbers. What are the other 2? Float. What is the other one? Double. Float is some data type. For example, variable 5. Here, double is another data type, variable 6. Oh, sorry, double. In these 2 categories, mostly we go with double. Supposing v6 equal to, I'm storing some data like this, 25,000.25. These point values, decimal portion, you cannot store in any one of these variables. Supposing here, so here I'm giving 0.50. See, you observe that it is showing some error line here. It is showing some error line here because you cannot store the decimal portion in integer category. There is another data type char, which is used to store a single character. say variable 7. For example, cadre of employee. Variable 7 equal to single character should be mentioned in the single quotes. Only one character we can store. For example, M for manager. If I try to store multiple value like this, see it is showing an error. It allows only a single character. Now there is one more data type called Boolean. Boolean. Supposing variable 8 I am giving. Variable 8 equal to, you can store either true or false. Either true or false. You cannot store any other value here like ABC. It's invalid. Only either true or false. Got it? It accepts either true or false. And do remember, true or false, you should not put inside the double quotes like this. True, false. That's it. These are the 8 data types available in Java. Byte, short, int, long. These 4 data types belongs to integer category. Float and double belongs to real numbers. Character, we can store a single character. Boolean, we can store either true or false. Apart from this, we have another one. Tomorrow we'll discuss this in detail. String, which is a class. String. It's not a data type, it is a class in Java. Supposing employee name. The employee name equal to, see, I'm storing multiple characters. Richards. You please observe the difference here. Character, you can able to store only a single character. Character value must be enclosed in the single quote, whereas string, you can store multiple characters. String value must be enclosed in the double quotes. I repeat, character value must be enclosed in the single quote, whereas string value must be enclosed in the double quotes. This point we have to remember. I hope you understood this part. Now, if I want to print any one of the variable value, just system.out.println. Supposing I want to print employee name, use it. Richards. There is a question from one of the students. I'll answer the question. Richards. Now, I want to print some other variable name. Supposing I'm using V6 or V4 or V3, whatever the value available, that value gets printed. And this time I'm using variable 5. What is variable 5? Or no data in the 5. Variable 7. Only single character M available, that M will be printed. Now this time here, I'm using variable 8. What is available? False available. First I stored true. Later same variable was updated with false. Now that false will be printed. Like, got it? Now here. Now, listen everybody, this one. Here, one moment. I allocated this variable B1 I'm talking about. B1 I'm talking about. For example, this one, B1 I'm talking about. I reserve this location to store real numbers. To store real numbers. What do you mean by real numbers here? Either float or double value. Float or double value. Say for example, 5000.25. 5000.25. Then next time I want to update the value like 10,000.50. What is the data type I said for B1? You answer me. What is the data type I said for B1? float I said, correct? Real numbers, double otherwise. Say this is integer, this is double. Okay. Now my question, here one of the student asked a question, it's a good question truly. My question, can I store integer into B1? Can I store integer into B1? Yes. Who posted this question? You answer. The person who posted the question, you can answer. Can I store 200 or 10,000 into this? Yes or no? Yes, we can store. Say I'm storing 20,000. So a double is a parent for the integer. So definitely listen here. What I'm trying to say, I declared a variable of type double. My variable name temp, for example, some variable. Now temp equal to some value I'm putting 1000.50. Okay, right. Just a minute here. Here I'm printing the temp value. Right. Now, can't I store only the 1000 into this, which is an integer? We can. But in the memory, what happened? As you mentioned, the type as double, always it stores in the double format. Or temp equal to, see here in my code, I have a variable v3 of type integer. What is the data type of v3? Everybody keenly observe, what is the data type of v3? Integer. v3 is an integer. Otherwise, why all this confusion here? I'll put here. One moment. Here, I'm declaring two variables. One is a integer. Other one is b, double. A equal to some integer data. B equal to some numeric data. Okay. Now, here I'm printing b value. Now, b equal to, what is the data type of the b? Real number. That is double. In double, I'm storing a. Let me print the same now. Sorry. So we can store an integer into double because double is a parent type. You please observe here. I hope the student, your question was answered. Right. Good. Well, from this is the small topic like, how to make use of the system memory. That's it. I explained what are the data types available in Java. It's a very, very, very basic concept before we learn in detail. We have plenty of time. We'll learn. Don't worry about it. Neatly, each and every topic we learn. But today I stop here and I make sure maybe I'll talk to my organizer. I mean, the videos are uploaded and the remaining people also given the share to your email ID. By today, I'll conclude that. I see that all you people will get the access to the drive where you will see all these videos. Thank you. Good night. Be safe, and we continue tomorrow. Thank you. There is a question from the student Shilpa. Yes, like these data types, byte and sort, if you want to store a fraction value, a small fraction value, we can go for float. If you want to store a medium or bigger size of fraction value, like 50,000.50 something, we can go for double. It is always better to go for double. See, generally in these 4 categories, mostly we go with integer here. In these 2 categories, mostly we go with double. Here we have one char. Here we have one boolean. So the frequently used data types are here: int, double to store the real numbers, boolean, and character. Right. Thank you. Tomorrow I'll explain you about the concatenation, how to print these values, multiple values, how to concatenate the values. Tomorrow we go.